All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN podcast, a weekend review. What we're going to do right now is put up a 5-minute timer, Jody. Let everybody know that we're on, we're live.
Let's share.
Yeah, you can share it. Let's put some music on.
Copyright music.
All right, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome. This is the CSRN podcast week in review. And if you look at our banner, it says that we'll have pretty
Local up.
protection.
Never mind.
Okay, that's it. Local up. Yeah, local up. Well, it says buy local and stand up. I think one of those signs about to fall down, but that's on Jody's side, so it's all good. It's all good. Hey, I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I use the pronoun he and him. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN and an active and registered member of the Nation of Islam here in Toledo, and that's been for about 30 years. Card carrying. If I have my Nation of Islam ID, I might flex it, but I don't have it with me today. Today, what am I wearing? I've got on a kind of a tan knit cap. I've got on a vest, kind of checkered maroon shirt. I've got my beads from Bomaye. So check out my brother, Pastor Shaheen Hampton. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting and protecting and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Justice or Else. I think that covers it for me. And we'll get into the guiding principles in a minute. But who are you? It looks like you got a couple of new crystals, Lord. All right, who are you and what are you wearing?
Not yet. What's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth.
That's right.
I am the treasurer of this wonderful organization. And for those of you listening out there, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, click the bell, all the things like that. Second show of the year. But I'm the treasurer of this wonderful organization for the past forever, because we don't need to keep counting years.
No, we don't.
It's what's in
But
us.
we do.
Well, we do. You know,
all right.
We
Just
get
in
that
case
10
somebody
year.
think that we just started.
We get that decade moment. We have a big celebration. But right now, it's about the work. It's about the community. It's not about counting who you save or who you help.
Yeah,
so,
that's what's up.
And for those of you listening again out there that might be visually impaired or are driving, or watching your phone.
That's right.
Or the center console or anything like that. I'm a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos and crystals and stones and bones and artifacts from just kind of living my dream, writing books, doing plays, films, collecting offices, not collecting offices, but taking offices from those who wish not to actually serve their community and just being happy. So that is kind of me in a nutshell. What I'm wearing is my own clothing brand. The hat includes the stones and crystals from my community, and the shirt, I don't think y'all can see it, but this is from doing all the volunteer work in the community.
Okay.
Momentum, I believe that was like 2017, 16, something like that.
Okay, could have been. All right.
But yeah, that is me.
All right. So, hey, let's go ahead and get into the guiding principles. I mean, the mission statement. See, the tech team, they put up the wrong words and they tell me to say the other word. But let's get into the mission statement. I'll double back with the guiding principles after a short break. And we're going to have our sister Haley Sheares on.
Yeah,
all right?
Yeah.
Protection.
Thank you again for joining us.
.com. All right. Maybe we'll get something free if we say it a couple more times. All right.
Well, let's get on to the second show of the year. Again, if you're watching, listening, sharing, even if it's later on, thank you for watching. Show number 2, about to put this in the books. And if you are starting an organization, a company, or a nonprofit or something, you need to have a foundation, a ground set of rules that no matter what loans, grants, people with ideas come across, you stick to that. Because that's how things go through longevity. If you are constantly changing, constantly moving, or running away from something, you'll never, well, I can't say you'll never make an impact, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to be consistent with your impact. So this is us.
All right.
We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014. The day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer, of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, police brutality goes without consequence or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events to help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable, yes, accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice for under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. And justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right, before we get into our guiding principles, I started asking you this every podcast. If you could think of, since we started, as a group, we started doing this in 2014, what would be another Black Lives Matter moment that stands out to you?
The Black Lives Matter scholarships. Again, we've been doing this forever. We've heard the organization chatter, we've heard the protest chatter, and we've kind of survived them all because we're not, for lack of better words, ambulance chasers. We actually support our community. We do stuff that nobody was thinking about while they were out there protesting, like the scholarship. Saying, hey, if the city ain't going to do it, I'm tired of talking to a councilman or some program. We're just going to ask our community, will they help see graduating youth off to college in whatever way we can do. And I think that was truly awesome to at least let them know that somebody out there was thinking about them.
All right. You know, I was thinking about the, right after Darren Wilson wasn't indicted, we went to Channel 13, which is an ABC affiliate right there, Richardson Door, and we had a demonstration there. And so many people came out because it represented I think on ABC, its parent company, did an interview with Darren Wilson, you know, and as if this guy was supposed to be, you know, popular and glamorized. So I'm just glad the way that we've been able to shift things from putting some street heat, a political forum, and also the what you just said, the scholarship fund.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of stuff. All right. Hey, let's get into our guiding principles. As Jody said, our mission statement keeps us rooted. So it's difficult to co-opt us when we already know what we're about. All right. Don't mean that nobody didn't try, but it was hard for them. All right. They're no longer with us, meaning they're no longer organized with us. All right. I'll make that plain.
Hey, without still don't sacrifice your own work.
That's right. These are the CSRN guiding principles. All Black lives matter, queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, differently abled Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Ashe.
And Ashe means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principled struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we'll harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe?
Ashe.
Another question for you, Jody. As we transition to reporting out weekly, how has that been different from you, meaning from being meeting in person as a large group, which we will get back to,
Yes,
but how's that transition has been for you?
It's a little bit different with the way the world was, and we're 3 years coming out of that. It's been good, but I also still miss. So during the meetings, what you have now is kind of an hour and a half of what we would have had live in person.
Right.
Except, that two of us, sometimes a special guest, but the camaraderie of how was your day and the response. What were you thinking about today? What are your future goals? The response in that, and also if you're watching right now, those few people I see right there, you're able to ask us any questions and we will respond live. So
what? Oh, okay,
feeling,
all right. He put it out there. All right.
I did. But that same feeling of checking on your strong friends. That's kind of what the meeting was before we went to this version, which is us kind of retelling what the couple of us or who in our community can say, how they check in on their strong friends, whether it's going to a restaurant, an event, purchasing something from an entrepreneur, or just even promoting themselves.
All right. Hey, listen, we're going to take a short break. We're coming back with Haley Sheares, Pretty Protection. I said it 3 times now, so we gotta get something, all right. But she got that thing on her, so we can't press her too much. Hey, family, stay tuned. This is the CSRN podcast weekend review. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent, and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
Steve, we weren't ready. Hey, we are back. This is the CSRN Weekend Review, where we come to you live, streaming from Mott Branch Library, and we talk about the things that we've done last week, some of the things that we're working on right now, which is talking to Pretty Protection and our sister Haley Sheares, and some of the things that we've got coming up in the future. We got some things going on, and Jody's going to come back on later on and give a community shout out and concerns and some of the solutions that we can do, that we can work together to make our community a safe and decent place to live. All right. To my left or to your right, however you're looking at this, what we do at CSRN, we ask you who you are, what are you wearing, and what do you do? So who are you?
Hello, I'm Haley Sheares. I am the owner of Pretty Protection. I currently have on a sweatshirt that says Pretty Protection on it, blue jeans, box braids.
All right.
So this is me. I have glasses as well. And what I do is I just promote safety on all levels, whether it's personal safety, internet safety, just being aware and knowing your rights, that you have the right to be safe and you should be safe.
All right, let's get right into it. I think that we were on the phone last week, and I was talking about some of the stigma attached to protecting yourself and being prepared. Man, how did you even get into this?
We'll say the pandemic. Just like with the pandemic, just like with everyone, but you're looking for extra income. You're looking for something to make a difference. During the pandemic, I did DoorDash. I'm a social worker. I am a single mom. And I lived in Columbus by myself. So it was just doing research. I researched for months on different things of how to make money and something I could have a passion about, and that would actually be beneficial. So I didn't want to come out selling garbage cans and something that I really didn't have any knowledge about. So I came across protection and I was like, this is what I want to do.
Man,
this is what I want to do.
Well, what was it about protecting yourself that interests you so much that, hey, it's what you do?
It wasn't more so about what was interesting. It was more so about what my life was. Wow. My life was being, I moved to Columbus and it was just my daughter and myself. Okay. And the biggest thing was being protected. I had to rely on just us not having a lot of people around me. So it was like at all times, I was like, I have to be protected. I have to know how to be protected. I have to educate my daughter on protection. And the best way to educate someone on something is for you to be knowledgeable yourself.
All right. Hey, listen, before I ask, I wanted to ask you about the name Pretty Protection. And how did that come about? But I'm gonna give a shout out to Danetta Carter. I think we've got Jody is still in the studio, and she's one of our favorite people. So she shouts out Pretty Protection from the Social Butterfly page. So since we said her page on here, we got to give something from Danetta. But okay, the name Pretty Protection. How did that come about?
Shout out to Danetta too. She's always super supportive. So I appreciate that. And so it came about because when we think about protection, we think of gaudy, we think of dangerous, we think of, people automatically think of, I remember when I was getting my logo done, people kept sending me logos of guns and just guns and macho women with big afros and and I'm like, no, I want pretty. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Take a couple of little macho. Wait a minute, my wife is watching this. I don't want no macho women.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
No, that's Coach Snake.
Okay, Jody. All right.
So it was more so where I was like, okay, for females, I want us to be able to have things that protect us. That's pretty. Females, we want to be able to go out and have something that's nice and protected, but I don't have a big pistol sitting on me, okay. So it just came from there where I'm like, I want it to be pretty. I want it to be elegant. I want it to be more so corporate.
Wow, that's awesome.
So Pretty Protection, that goes into kind of, it could be corporate, it could be not, it's just all around.
Okay, all right. For that logo that she's talking about, let's put it on the page. All right, that's the logo right there. How long have you been, well, you said the pandemic, so are we in our second year, third year?
So I started originally in 2019. I started in 2018. I kind of went live in 2019, and then I
So you've been thinking about this?
Yes. I researched for 6 months before I put it out there. Okay. So, and then I went on the books officially, went and got my LLC and everything in 2020.
Right. So, what would you say are some of the misconceptions regarding protecting yourself? What are some of the things that you've heard or you felt?
A big misconception is protection is not equivalent to dangerous. I think that is a big misconception. A lot of times we think if we're protected, then you're dangerous. If you're protected, then you're angry. A lot of emotions and feelings and words are put on someone who's being protected. And I think that's a big thing in our community that we have to learn, that protection is natural. Protection is our right. Protection is one of the amendments. You have the right to bear arms. And I think that in our community, we we don't take advantage of that. It comes with a negative stigma to them. I also hear a lot of protection from religious, people are saying, I don't need protection, I have Jesus. I don't need protection, I have whoever you're serving. And that's a big one that always kind of grind my gears, because I'm like, the knowledge is power.
That's right.
You have whoever you worship, and that is great. That should be your foundation and your focus. But as well, we have to understand that whoever you worship gives you knowledge. They give you a sound mind. So the point of, and I always tell people, you have Jesus, you have Allah, you have whoever you worship, but they gave me the knowledge to inform you that this is what they give us to keep us safe.
Right.
You can pray in the middle of a shootout if you want. You can pray in the middle of being mugged if you want, but a stun gun will help you more.
Okay. All right. And I'm feeling that. So, we have a saying that, we can have faith but tie your camel.
Yes.
We can't be, trusting to a fault.
Yes.
So now we're putting ourselves in harm's way because someone told me all I have to do is think positive thoughts and maybe he'll stop beating me or she'll stop beating me, because y'all, it go both ways down.
It does.
Right. I
say pray with common sense.
Okay. I'm gonna write that down. Pray with common
sense.
Tell the E-Man this on Sunday. All right. Hey, all right.
Quote me.
Right. I said, hey, go see her if you want. All right. Hey, go ahead. Let me know how that worked out for you. All right. Another thing that I wanted to ask about is the website. Let's put the website up.
Yes.
Let's see if we do that. All right. This is the website.
And it's really pretty.
Right. It says, stay pretty, stay protected.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's see some of the things, some of the fave items. I've got something right here. What is this right here?
So that's the lipstick knife. It's it looks like a lipstick.
Okay.
When you twist it up, it's a 1-inch blade that comes out.
All right.
And it's a concealed knife is what it is, essentially. The same as the comb to your right.
Right here?
Yes, it's a comb.
Okay.
It works as a comb, and it's also a knife. And these are things that are pretty. They're pretty when it's in your purse. You're pulling it out. It doesn't look harmful, but if someone tries you, you're protected. We also have the keychains as well. I have one actually. And it's just, I have different keychains, and it's pretty. And they're
you put it up here.
So this is just a keychain. And this is actually one of the kids' keychains for kids.
Oh, okay.
And it comes with the alarm on it, and
Can I?
you sure can.
Oh, okay. Oh, this
So
family, this is the real deal. All right. Okay, this is awesome.
That one's
This is
for
awesome.
kids, but I have them for adults that contains mace and some pepper spray, or you can add a stun gun to them. So it's just a way, like I said, for you to be protected, but as well for it to be kind of a pretty accessory to it.
All right, let's go down. The web page, and they can.
You can come and you can purchase. Yeah.
Right, and this is prettyprotection.com. This is the website that we're on right now, family. So even while you're watching this, click another tab and purchase something while you're watching us, while you're watching the owner talk about the items that are on the website.
Please,
all right?
please. And actually, at the end, my birthday is Friday, so at the end of the session, I will actually be going and doing 25% off the entire website.
Oh, that's awesome.
With code birthday. So just birthday. And remember, it's pretty spelled with the I because it's made for you. So PRETTI protection.com.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. All right, we got to get something out of this.
I'll be 21 and a half.
What? Okay, all right. I remember when I was in my 20s. All right. That seemed like it was just, all right, anyway. All right.
I'm really not 21.
Okay. Well, you can be 21 as many times as you want. Okay, what do I have right here on the far left?
So right here we have the His and Her pepper spray. And the good thing about the pepper sprays are they have a UV dye in them. They spray 12 to 16 feet.
Okay.
So I always tell people, if you need anything, a pepper spray is great to stop someone or even animals from coming. If you're walking, if you're out, it sprays 12 to 16 feet. There's a UV dye. So if I spray you, you get away, you're like, no, this is that person. The cops can do a black light on whoever the predator is, and it will show that that's who was sprayed.
Okay, all right. To the right. of that?
It's another pepper spray. This pepper spray actually comes with a flashlight. So that's great. If it's on your keys, you can have the pepper spray available, as well as you can use that if you need a flashlight. So that
Alright.
one's great.
That's awesome. What's this right here?
This is one of my favorite. It is the baton stun gun. It's really pretty. It's pink. We have it in black as well. And it's just a baton.
Oh, okay, all right. And
we have a couple of batons that, couple of different styles of batons as well.
okay, and at the end right here, I think I know what this is.
Yep, this is the Max Duo stun gun. This is another favorite of mine. This one actually has a safety pin. So if someone was to remove the pin or take the stun gun from you,
Okay.
the pin will remove it, disables the stun gun. It serves just as a flashlight then.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's also, well, if you have kids, you can store the stun gun without the pin. So then it's safe for if a child was to get a hold of it, then they wouldn't stun themselves. It would just be a flashlight.
All right, and
This is the pin stun gun.
okay,
It's small. It's very easy and light to carry. If you see the 4 dots on it, it actually tells you
Yeah.
the charge of it. So it tells you how
Okay.
much is charged. This is really, really popular amongst my elderly. A lot of them buy it because it's easy to use and it's a visual for the battery.
right now, earlier this week, there was a woman that was robbed at an ATM.
Mhm.
And do you think that for instances like that, I don't know if it was in the day, I think it would happen at night. What should a person do in a situation like that? You're by yourself and you decide, hey, look, I need some cash and I'm going to go to the ATM. What are some of the things that male or female could do to keep themselves safe?
First and foremost, awareness is everything. I think a lot, regardless of what type of protection you have to be aware. And I think sometimes that's what we fail at. We get comfortable.
Okay.
And I always say, you never can be too comfortable, So awareness is the first thing. At an ATM, I think when you have protection, you become more aware. Because when you're protected, you feel safe, but you're also in a mind frame of, do I have to use this protection? Or
Right.
can I use this protection? You're ready. So I also say, number one is just awareness. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. That's always be aware of your surroundings.
All right, I see these couple of things on the right.
So let's stop at the flashlight right there.
This one
The
right here?
black flashlight.
Okay.
So that's another good one. That's very popular. It's a flashlight. If you see the prongs on the end, that's a DNA catcher. So if you were to stun someone, you were to get a hold of them, it has like little, let's just say little spikies.
Okay.
It collects the DNA.
Oh,
So
that's
if
awesome.
they were to get away, you can give that to the police. They can swab it, and then you'll have the DNA of whoever your attacker was.
And does that come with both of these, or is just this one?
Just the black one. The other one does not have the DNA catchers. It's just a stun gun as well as a flashlight. And every stun gun I sell is rechargeable.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, I've got. You got some reviews from Ash, from Mariah, and Keela. I think that's Keela.
Yeah.
All
Keisha.
right. Keisha. All right. Hey, what about the price? Are these affordable? Are these easy for someone to be able to purchase?
Yes, actually they're very affordable. They are very much affordable. I typically run sales as well, but the average stun gun starts around $20, $25, and they go up to as much as $50, $60 depending on what you want. But the basic is about $20, $25, and they're all great. It just depends on what style you're looking for. Of course, a baton stun gun that extends will be more than just a smaller stun gun.
Right. Hey, we've got some people in the chat. Dominique is in the chat. Thank you, Dominique, complimenting the website. And this is an awesome website.
Thank you.
It's easy to use. Let me get back to it.
Thank you, Dominique.
All right. Is that you?
That's not me.
Oh, I'm like, okay. Something just happened, Jody. I'm like, okay.
I'm on the about us page though.
Okay, all right.
And we also sell knives and machetes, and we have a college safety box as well.
Okay.
And you can actually find that on the website under bundle, I want to say. And in the college safety box, it's just 5 items. There's a stun gun, there is pepper spray, there's a door lock, and that hotel, it's called a hotel door lock, but
Okay.
basically what it does is it prevents anyone from coming in on you, from kicking in your door, and it's just extra protection. There also comes with a pen and a paper, because a lot of times in the midst of emergency, you can't find a pen, you can't find a notepad,
Right.
and you need to write down. It's very important to write down things, whether it's writing down a license plate, number, small details. So just go through the website. There's plenty of bundles and packages, and just look through it.
Hey, listen, before we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back, and Jody's going to wrap up our podcast today with some of the things that's going on in the community. Do you ever find yourself doing learning sessions and workshops? Can people ask you to come to their job or come to their meeting?
Yes. So I also host Pretty Protection parties where I bring a lot of merchandise. I can educate you on it. I have a partner where we do self-defense classes as well. And then I'm currently working on internet safety classes for children as well. That's a big thing that I'm learning that we are lacking is online safety classes for children, for adults. So yeah, anything as far as safety, I'm more than happy to be booked, and I'll come out and give you the knowledge.
Okay, and also on her page, I'm gonna just put down the Dropbox. I should have started here first, Jody. I know that the library is gonna start clicking the lights on and off. All right, we voted for the levy. All right, but still, all right. But I've been kicked out of better places. All right, so when you go to shop, you can click on shop all inventory. You can see that there's the stun guns, the blades, the pepper spray, the holsters. Let's take a look at the holsters. Okay, let's see the holsters.
Did it pop up?
No, oh no.
Well, we have a variety of holsters.
That's the problem of letting me get a hold to the
Technology.
to the technology. All right.
Well, I can tell you, we have waist holsters, we have the bag holster, we have the gun mounts, the shoulder strap holsters. So there's a variety of holsters as well that's available. And they're all universal, and they all can be concealed.
All right. Before we leave, how can someone reach you if they wanted to reach you by phone? Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Gmail?
You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all under Pretty Protection. You can reach me via email, prettyprotection@gmail.com, or you can call us, and that's on my phone number, 614-519-0928. And you can always go to the website, and all of my contact information is on the website. You can always reach us from the website as well. And any questions, I highly, highly encourage you to reach out.
All right, this is the website in logo, prettyprotection.com. I think the email is right there, prettyprotection@gmail.
Yes.
Oh, you got your name just in the, you didn't have to get 5, 6, 7, 8.
No.
Okay, all right, I see you. All right.
Authentic, we're in there.
All right. Hey, listen, thank you for coming, and maybe we can have, Jody, maybe we can have Haley back to give some safety tips.
Most definitely.
Because
If she's free for Black History Month, that would be a perfect time to do it.
All right, because being protected now is even so important. You can just turn the news on every day. How someone wasn't alert, someone was the aggressor, and this could be a game changer. Just being alert, being on your post, having something that you can protect yourself. And as you're saying, once you have something or know something, you walk different.
It gives you a different sense of confidence. It definitely gives you a sense of confidence.
It might even make me say, hey, look, I don't even want to go out.
Yes.
I'm just chill. All right. Hey, thanks for joining. And anything else that you'd like to say?
Get your heads out your phones. Pay attention, please.
Ooh,
Please.
Family.
Take your head out your phone and pay attention. And stay in your kids' business. please check their phones, stay in their business, and let's get our community back safe.
All right, family, this is the CSRN Weekly, our podcast, Week in Review. We'll be right back.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant, inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment.
All right, and we are back. This is the you know what? While it was on our logo, I wonder if the sound came through. Well, if it did, hey, you guys got a chance to hear what we talk about when we are off camera, which is how well we're going to finish up the rest of the
So you forgot
podcast.
to mute it. Okay.
Right, it's
I was
okay.
wondering why I was seeing some lights and some other reactions going
All right.
on. They was getting the truth behind the scenes.
Right. Hey, listen, before we get into our community shout outs and solutions, there's a couple of things that I didn't do. Every week we have our Nguzo Saba word of the day. Nguzo Saba is the 7 principles that goes right along with Kwanzaa. And our word for the day is Nia. We just met Nia.
Yeah,
all right?
just better than
Yeah, so that's what's up. And Nia means purpose. And that means to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. And we just had our sister Haley Sheares from Pretty Protection talking about how we can make our community safe, how you can be more alert. And a more alert community also is a better community too.
Yeah.
And talking about Kwanzaa, I wanted to mention a brother that just recently passed. Let's put his picture up here. This is our brother Kawapi Peterson, or Reverend Kenneth Peterson. He transformed Kwanzaa in Toledo. Kwanzaa in Toledo would not be what it was and is were it not for this brother. He is a master drummer. He taught me how to drum. So if you ever came to a Kwanzaa presentation and you thought, man, Brother Washington know how to drum? Well, I was taught by a master. And this brother helped me in the development and understanding of what Kwanzaa means and what it doesn't mean. And here's a picture of our Kwanzaa, committee there with Brother Kawapi, Kenneth Peterson, Reverend Kenneth Peterson there. And on his passing, whenever someone passes, really they're upgraded to ancestor.
Yes.
So we get a chance to say their name and be empowered by them. He's one of those people, Jody, that we talked about, the people that have already done it, so that we can use their prototype of how they stood for justice, how they were used their faith as a way to engage the community. And what I got from that is an inheritance. So everything that Brother Kawapi had, now I have. So I'm a spiritual billionaire.
Yeah.
So anyone that needs good vibes, I got 1 billion good vibes. All right. Anybody that needs right. So anybody that needs hope, I've got billions. All right, because of what this brother left. So there's no need to be sad when someone left you a great inheritance. So peace would be with our brother Kawapi, Kenneth Peterson. Job well done. We never speak of the our brothers and sisters who passed as dead.
Yeah.
All right, they're still living. They're just on another plane. So much love and respect to him and his whole family that transformed Kwanzaa in Toledo. And we also had a resolution from the city council for Brother Kenneth Peterson, recognizing him as a master drummer, the master drummer of Kwanzaa. So much love and respect for that brother. And lastly, we dedicate this podcast to the number 3. That's the number of our brother Damar Hamlin, who had a heart attack on the football field. And the beautiful thing about being ready, as Sister Haley talked about, is knowing CPR.
Yeah.
If someone has a heart attack, we don't have to stand over that person and pray that something will happen. You know, you better pray that you know what you're doing. So someone knew CPR that was there. And that was the game changer, which allowed this brother to leave the hospital, I think this past weekend. So shout out to the number 3, representing our brother Damar Hamlin.
I have a very special relationship with the number 3. But yes, I guess I've heard bits and pieces. I don't watch TV, but I've heard bits and pieces through social media.
So I watch it so that you don't have to.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, as we start to wrap up our podcast for today, there's some things that I saw regarding spoken word and some open mics that's happening. We didn't get a chance to put it on the screen of what it is, but what's happening regarding spoken word, and what are some of the other things that you've been involved in?
Well, again, welcome everybody. Sorry I missed you last week. I needed, a little refresher. I got Black Santa Claus going on, so painting, doing boxes, giving out gifts, and goodwill to a lot of people who need it right now. But last week was the first week of Lifeline. That's held at the Old West End, the largest, or not largest, but the longest open mic in the city of Toledo. I think it's been 15 years, so shout out to Steve North and everybody in that whole community. It was actually awesome to be back at the first show of the year. That was my first open mic. You might catch it on my page. We had some sock puppets going and everything. Shout out to Faye and everything like that. And so upcoming, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. A friend of mine, an author friend of mine, from when I started my career, his name is Drew Krumer. He used to write for the Toledo City paper. He is having a Songs for Leaving at Gathering Volumes this Friday at 6:30. And then moving on from there, tomorrow you'll see me on NBC 24 talking about it with Joan McKentry, who is our poet laureate. We are having the first uncloistered poetry of the year at the Attic. It's going to be me as feature. It's also my first book signing of this year. It's going to be at the Attic at 4 o'clock. There's me. There's like 6 other poets that are featuring. We'd love if you come down. There is an open mic portion after the feature. So if you got something you want to say in the beginning of the year, come on down. We would love to have you say hello to Amelia in the Attic and everybody in the good vibes there. On Sunday, there is an Uncloistered online if you can't make it to the show coming up. And then I'll reiterate these next week if I'm here or online, because, sometimes I have to work and everything like that. But there is a Spreading Love brunch and celebration and sharing at the Sanger Branch Library. Sanger Branch Library. I
All
don't
right.
know why I say the first name, but that is hosted by Cece. If you know her, she does a lot of things in the poetry world.
That's
Shout
right.
out to her.
Shout out to CC.
Shout out to Cece. Last year, I was in the movie with her for Hollow Poems movie. So shout out to her. And on the 22nd in the world of poetry, we will actually a couple things. So I'm going to try and run these down over the weeks too. Check my page, check poetry online, poetry magazine. Follow these people, but there is the 419 for Hope anti-suicide benefit at the Cock and Bull. That is on the 22nd, starting at 1 p.m. till 7. It's a benefit to raise funds and awareness and everything.
That's great.
Features there. I'll have book signings, tables, all that good stuff there. And then there is.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make that one.
Yeah,
All right,
that
that's
was going to
important.
be awesome.
All the others were important too. But that's important.
Last time I was there actually was right before I went to Chicago. It was a benefit for the distant cousin's family member who was slain and stuff like that. So it'd be good to be going back on a different situation and performing. Upcoming too, the flyer will be on my page. I'll try and throw it on our page. Nicola, who does Nicola's Art Studio at The Truth downtown, that's the new curator of the art gallery and everything. She
Okay.
is hosting her first open mic of the year, hosted by a good friend of ours, Nate Hicks.
Oh, okay. So Nate's hosting now.
Yep.
All right. So
Nate is
he's
hosting.
gonna take all the jobs. All right, Nate.
But that is on the 26th. I'm going to try and
That's
throw it
good.
on our page, but that's February. So we'll do February next month. That's a lot of
All
stuff to expose and stuff. And I think it's next Saturday, but shout out to Chris Rodriguez or Chili Rodriguez, however you know him. His birthday was yesterday. He is having a gallery opening at his East River Gallery on the east side. So if you can make it, I believe that's next Saturday.
Yeah.
So I'll throw the flyer up between my page and everything else like that. So yeah, just a lot of good stuff going on in the city. Again, if you're out there, if you're listening, if you're watching, send us some stuff. Tag me or Brother Washington, and we'll throw it on the page.
That's
because
right.
we love our first name is community.
Oh, I thought you would say our first name is Washington. Bro, I'm like, no, it's not. All right.
But our first
All right,
name
my
is
fault.
community. So
I'm serious now.
if you got commercials, clips, and stuff, and you want to stop seeing the same reruns, send us something. We are not. Best way to put that. We are not charging for advertising currently at the moment.
There you go. That's
We are just improving our community the best way we know how. So we can't be everywhere. You can't be everywhere. Send us a link and we'll try and put you into the show.
right. Hey, listen, there's a couple of things before we go into our 5 minutes of heat, and then we're going to just close on out. Hey, listen, next month, Wednesday, February 1st, we are scheduled to have our flag raising for Black History Month, One Government Center. So
Wait, did you say next week?
next month.
Okay. I was going to say next week. They're giving us early.
No, okay, my fault.
Weeks.
No, I got next month here, but I probably said next week. But next week is MLK birthday. So whatever
Yes.
you do for the day of service, do something kind. If the Kitchen for the Poor is having something, volunteer. All right, so make that a day on, not a day off, to do something kind of and do some service on that day.
Go to your library, check out your local library,
Right.
read a book to some elderly, check out the museum. I think they're going to be open because it was such voice there. She said they got to work in the kitchen. I'm not
Okay.
sure their program, but I'm going to hunt that down. I know UT does some stuff.
All right.
Yes, they're protesting, but I know they do something every year regardless. So if you
Yeah.
make it out there, make it to UT, and like you said, support in whatever way you can.
That's right.
Does not mean you are obligated to go out your house or do anything that's draining, but just, do something if you can.
Right, and hopefully we're going to have Daniel Ortiz on next week to talk about some of the voting changes. They just passed the legislation that you have to have photo ID in order to vote. When in the past, if you had something with your address
Right.
accompanying something else. So family, listen.
So now it's
Get
photo ID, okay.
well, but still, it's all good because you should have some photo ID,
True.
a state ID, driver's license,
That's
all right,
important.
passport.
Well, no, we can't use passports.
You can now. That was part of the change. When before you couldn't, but get photo ID. Both of us helped run the polls during that time, and we want everyone to be able to be involved in the process of voting and choosing and being a part of it. So get your ID. Don't allow anything to stop you from getting a state ID.
Yep.
All right.
And you can protest, you can march, you can be angry online, all
Right.
you want. But if you stay silent in the process that actually gets these laws changed for people who are in office, you're just wasting your time.
Right. Okay. I wouldn't say it like that, but I guess you. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let that one go. And lastly, before we get into 5 minutes of heat, let me just put 5 minutes of heat up there so that I'll keep this short. Family, we've lost children in a horrible way the last few weeks, and for all of us, embrace our children. Be active in the community, seeing what's happening. The days of no snitching are over. Protect your community. That's not snitching. Protect your community. That's not telling. We've been punishing the victims and glorifying the perpetrators. We reward the criminals and we punish the victims. Somehow things got mixed up and backwards. All right, I'm active in my community, making sure that my neighbors are safe, the person across the street is safe, that everyone is safe from anyone that comes into our community to take advantage of our children and our elderly, and some of us as adults.
Yeah.
So family, change the narrative on this no snitching and nobody seeing nothing thing that keeps our community spiraling and keeps our children not safe. So I want to just put that out there. That's from Brother Washington. We do not subscribe to that silly no snitching thing. That's only applies.
Co-sign him on that.
Yeah, that only applies to criminals. All right. However, there is no honor among thieves. So you guys are telling on each other. So how do you expect us in our community? Right. You guys are telling on each other, but you want us to allow the rapists, the pedophiles, the molesters, the criminals, the kidnappers, the human traffickers, to the dope sellers, the dope buyers, all right, to run rampant in our community. When you tell it, I'm telling too. So I'm going to keep my community safe, and with pretty protection, we're going to make a difference. All right. That's the fourth time I said that. All right. Right. All right. Hey, listen. We're on 5 minutes heat. Then we're going to put a bow on this and wrap it up. What do you have for us today?
Well, since I missed last week and stuff like that, we actually got two pieces today.
Okay, let's get into it.
So this first one, because I was going to do it last week, but I didn't get to do it at Lifeline. For most of the people that know, poetry, books, childhood trauma series, which just came out last year. We're doing the books tour and all that stuff this year. But this is stuff after the book. So stuff that's going into series 2 of that book, which should be out hopefully late this year. Depends on timing, touring, doing everything myself, all that good stuff. So I want to open up this year with how I tour. Because I got to go back to New York. Last year was Detroit and back and forth to Chicago. So this year is going to be New York and some other places. I definitely still need to make it down to Memphis and check out some of those music halls. But this piece is called Glass City Strong. It's a short one, only 649 characters. So let's begin. Peace. I love my city. Nothing, no one, or anything will change that. I was born in the mud, raised in the city that built the Jeep, spent my childhood playing around glass houses where people chucked stones at, walked up and down these holy roads where frogs ribbit at you just to get a reaction. played down by the docks where you see massive bridges open up to let cities pass through. Grew up listening to local legends and educated by the most amazing library and museum system in the country. So when I open up stages to vibrate people's minds and peer into those special parts of their heart, I always let them know where I come from. Toledo, Ohio, 419, mud made, glass city strong. Every time I raise my fist that's connected to my heart, I am thinking of all of you. In peace.
All right, and we snap our fingers to that one, and you've got another piece for us.
Yep.
That's great.
So we can go, and even our studio audience can pick. We can do Just Stressed, Heart Attack, or Open Doors.
Let's let Haley pick.
I said open doors.
Open Doors.
Okay, all right, that's what's up.
All righty. So this one is 1660. I read this, what is this, November 2nd.
Okay.
Let's begin. Peace. Open doors. I keep knocking on doors that have already unlocked, trying to prove to people I'm not here to impress you. I just walked out of my door, found something to be involved in that benefits people I don't know, which is something most people don't do. Putting on multiple layers of clothes and traveling around with my duffel bag like I'm still homeless. And still people have issues while they're driving their cars, paying their mortgage or rent, taking out another loan to visit their sneaky links or sneak diss somebody on social media because they commented on the post that you asked a public question on to the masses of internet dwellers, and I'm mad because I tell people I love you. Some days I just get tired of constantly repeating myself to end up with the same answer of I don't understand or can't comprehend what you're telling me because it doesn't look like the same bioengineered genetic mass of clone comments that mean nothing past the scripted reaction. But I got all these followers, and look at the people who comment while your post reads sponsored, recaptioned, copied, post edited down to where it doesn't even have the same value of the page that it came from, out of someone's life who actually lived it. So I should clap and applaud you for doing minimal effort for maximum return. Reacting to reactions from posts that were made decades ago or through some shell company account that doesn't even exist. And the original creator gets no credit for you laughing at their mistakes in their life. But I should be happy because now everyone gets a gold star, some payout from a corporation that makes billions off your views. And now you pay taxes to make sure you exist. So I keep knocking on those doors that I already unlocked, hoping that someone in the room will just notice me. Because when I opened the door the first time, they looked at me and just stared like I was some unknown virus that had to be contained or controlled, because if I ever got out to reach the masses, their walls would come crumbling down in peace.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, Jody. Hey, listen, before we leave out, there was a couple of things that I did not mention. One of them was to help support our YouTube page. You can visit us at Community Solidarity Response Network on YouTube. We're trying to get 100 subscribers. I think that we're maybe over 50. I haven't checked it out since earlier today, so I don't know if we're at 100. If you like what we do, subscribe to the page, like, share, and comment. Let us know how we're doing.
Yeah.
If you want to support us, you can support us via Cash App. That's hashtag 419. You can support us via PayPal, CSRN 419. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on Twitter. Last thing I wanted to mention is Jody just finished with his spoken word. Look him up on Amazon. All right, he actually has books out there, and also we have some in the library right here too.
Yeah, we got some in the library. That book that you're seeing on the screen is we'll be in the library. Well, it takes them about a month or so. So next week or week after next, I'll be taking you through the process. If you're local, to get your book published in the library. I've never written anything to make a profit or myself wealthy. It's to feed future generations. So that's how I see my expression. Yes, I have book signings and all that stuff, but I've made it free and accessible. So matter of fact, do a shameless plug on that anyway.
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's up there. We might as well.
So you'll be seeing
I
this
might
in
get a free copy. All right.
So you'll be seeing this, but this is after I wrote the book. It has kind of a different bio, but this is more of after I spent 2 weeks writing it and all that stuff, what came out of it. So this will be the media bio you'll be seeing places. Do you like poetry? Do you like books about mental health, grief, love, survival, activism, the Black experience, how to deal with trauma, how to deal with loss, finding your purpose, finding yourself, community involvement, storytelling, or haikus? Do you like books with vibrant illustrations? Do you like books that help you do the inner work on the path to healing? Do you like books that get straight to the point without filler and every word feels like it was written for you? Well, I might have just written this for you. 52 poems, 10 illustrations, 3 chapter quotes, and 1 year of bringing myself back from the brink of self-destruction. Dedicated to my mother and a woman by the name of Stormy, aka Paula Blocker.
All right. And as always, family, all lives can't matter until
Black Lives Matter.
And Black lives can't matter until
All Black Lives Matter.
justice or else.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace.